Hi, my name is Don Straight. In this simple video, I'm going to show you how to use Windows Movie Maker to take your video file and trim it down so that it's the maximum length required for submission for the edTPA. Windows Movie Maker is a pretty easy program to use, but if it's new to you, then obviously you'll have to learn the simple steps required. We're assuming that you have a video capture device and you know how to use it. We're also assuming that you're able to connect that device to your computer, probably via a USB cable, to be able to transfer the file so that you can work on it. This is not considered editing, this is just cutting the video down to size. And these simple steps will show you how to do exactly that. Please follow along. Now this tutorial is being demonstrated in Windows 8. You're seeing the desktop view here. And if you use older versions of Windows, you would see this screen most of the time with a Start button in the lower left-hand corner. I'm going to bring up the Tiles screen, and you can see here that I have a Movie Maker tile. If you don't have Movie Maker installed on your computer, whether it's Windows 8 or an earlier version, you can download it. It is free. It is part of Windows. For Windows 8, you'll have to do a search for something called Windows Essentials 2012, or maybe Microsoft Essentials 2012. If you're not sure if it's installed on your Windows 8 machine, then from this tile screen you can actually type the word MOVIE, and it brings up a list of apps that have the word movie in the title. So once you have it downloaded and installed, you can run it through whatever mechanisms are necessary. And this is the interface. It's really a simple interface to work with. You have a standard gamut of toolbar buttons, menu options, and so on. This newer version gives us a convenient place where we can just click to browse. We also have the option on the file menu of importing from device. So there are a couple of different ways to bring in your file, and it may not be exactly the same for older versions of Movie Maker. I'm going to click here to browse, and I have this file or this video folder from an older project, and I'm going to bring up this video called Draft 1. It's about 2.5 minutes long. When you first bring up a video file in Movie Maker, it may take a while to process that file. Now this didn't. It was a short video and it's obviously not very complex. But if you bring up a 45 or a 50-minute classroom video, it may actually take a few minutes to process, so you should be prepared for that. Now once we bring in a video, the toolbar buttons become active, but really the only ones that we want are under where it says Video Tools Edit. So if we click there, it brings up the much simpler list of things that we can do. We're not really permitted by the edTPA rules to do actual editing of the video, but we can cut and we are allowed to adjust the volume. So what you see to the left is a preview window, and the timeline for the video appears on the right. This may take up several lines when you get a full 45 minutes of video, but it will all be there. To the left of the start of the video is a vertical bar, and we can click and drag that bar and see in the preview window to the left exactly what's happening. So I'm going to find a location here that would be my start point, and you will have already done this when you've watched your video and made notes to yourself about where you want it to start and stop. And then when I leave the bar there, I go up and simply click on where it says Set Start Point. At that moment, everything to the left of the vertical bar will disappear, and the remainder of the video stays. Then I can move that vertical bar again until I locate where I want it to stop. And I can click on where it says Set Endpoint. And this is my remaining video. In this case, it's about 34 seconds long. In your case, it's going to be 10 or 15 or 20 minutes, depending on what your handbook specifies. And some of you are even allowed to do more than one clip. The other thing that I can do is over to the far left, I can adjust the video volume. So here you see a drop down that allows you to boost your volume or cut it back. Now in most cases I think you'd want to boost it. Your pickup from your portable device might not have grabbed everything that you wanted to, and you can boost that up a little bit. It will also boost the underlying noise. It's really just like turning up the volume on the video. But it's nice to do that internally because then it may be more understandable. So at this point I go back over to the home ribbon and I go over here to where it says Save Movie. And I probably want to create a custom preset down at the bottom, a custom setting for exporting my video. I've already made one called edTPA, but I'll walk you through the steps to get that. Because we do have that 200 megabyte file limit, and so we've got to be careful not to exceed that. Right now, the estimated file size on the bottom of this window is 58.14 megabytes per minute of video. So a 20-minute video would be very large. It would be a gigabyte in size, and we just don't have that option. 200 megabytes is our limit. So I'm going to call this, as I did already, edTPA, and you might want to save one of these presets as well. I'm going to change the width to 360 and the height to 240, because it doesn't need to be a large video in order to view properly in the small window that we have in our systems. I'm going to change the bit rate to 1200. I'm going to leave the frames at 30, and I can change the audio format down to the smallest, which is 96 kbps, 44.1 kilohertz in stereo. And the estimated file size then is 9.27 megabytes per minute. So under 10, maximum length is 20, so we should have under 200 megabytes for our video length. And I would save that, but I've already done that. I already have this preset. So I'm just going to say close, and it will ask me about saving. I'm going to say no. Again, you'd probably want to save that. So then I go to my save movie. I bring up my edTPA custom, and it brings me to the folder where I can save stuff. I could put things on the desktop. I could put them in a folder. You can see I've got a few video tests here and so on. I'm just going to call this edTPA test demo and hit save. Now this is actually doing what's called rendering the video, and in this case for a 34-second video it's not taking very long, but again you're going to be rendering 10 or 15 or potentially 20 minutes of video, and this step may take a while as well, so be prepared for that. When it's finished, it gives me a little chime and it tells me that my video file is done, at which point I could play it, open the folder, or just close this notification window. Hopefully this has been helpful to you. If you need further instructions or if there's any detail that's not clear, feel free to contact myself, Don Straight, or Matt Liefeld. Our contact information is on the end of this video. Thanks for watching.